this is the long-waiting the celebration of the winners and participants of the Python contest that we had. It's the first InterSystems Python contest where we suggest several different options how developers can build the applications with the InterSystems areas in Python, several different ways. And we got a lot of very good applications. Thank you so much, developers. You surprised us, and your contribution to the community is really great with this contest. And with pleasure, I'm starting this meetup with the winners and of the contest, and with our product managers and community members. And yes, it is InterSystems meetup regarding the Python contest results. And before we start, I'd love to invite our product managers to say a few words. So Bob, do you wanna share your feedback? How was it?
I mean, I think you said it all already. Just want to say thank you to everyone who participated. This was a fantastic contest with a lot of very interesting applications kind of across the board for the kinds of things that InterSystems is great at. And so thank you. This is all about you. This is not about me today. So just great, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob. Anyone else want to say a few words from InterSystems side? Of course, colleagues, you are so welcome to then discuss it, provide the feedback. Anyway, so we will start with the key idea of our meeting today is to let the winners present themselves and also to present the solution they contributed to the community and to the contest. Okay, and now I invite Mohammed Waseem. So Mohammed, we are starting from you now. So please share with us your application and your bio, of course. Please.
Yeah, hi all. This is Mohammed Waseem. I am from Lahore, Pakistan, currently working at Jeddah at International Medical Center. And so today I'll just demonstrate my application. So let me share my screen. So okay, so this is my application. It was basically combined the functionality of Python. Basically, mainly this is a dashboard, and then it's retrieving the data from the tables, and then some of the functionality of the Python. And so this is the Jupyter notebook to display the data and the QR code. So first of all, really thanks to this wonderful template from Mr. Rongier. It was really helpful. And once I found this template and I found the Flask was there, so it was really helpful. So I developed my app on the Flask web framework. So let me. So is it my? You can see my screen in the Visual Studio. Okay.
Yep, we do.
So let me start the application. And so this is application. This is the dashboard. Actually, this is derived from the InterSystem dashboard. So this is almost the same information. I'm just getting from here, and this is displaying here on the dashboard. So how I got this information? So let me go to here. So this is basically this Python file, and this is the main functionality. I'm just getting IRS importing in Python, and then there is calling this function. This is embedded util function. This is just changing the namespace, and then this is our function where I'm getting all the information, which is another library, other file utility. So this is basically main function, and basically it's calling this class and this method sys test dashboard sample, and by calling IRS this, and then it's passing all the variables to these. These are all the variables. So after that, all these variables pass to HTML file, and then in HTML file, let me open the HTML. So go to the template, and this is a file. So here, all the variables are used here to display all the data. For example, processes running all the running processes is getting from this variable, which is passed from that function. So this is the main dashboard, display all the information, and the next thing is here is the getting the data from the table. For example, it's getting all the running processes. It's getting from the table. If I go to the dashboard, so these are all. This is from the interoperability portion. It's getting all the events, alert errors. So it's displaying here. For example, we have 61 errors. It's showing errors, and this is information. If I go to error, so it's retrieving all the data. So this is reading from the table. So this is a very, useful utility is data frame by IRS. This is very useful. I'm just converting to the JSON and just passing to the data table. So how this is done? This is basically, this is a data table HTML is used in all the getting the table. So in this way, we can retrieve any table and just display on the web page. So what is getting the data? This is my data and my call, and this passing to JSON and passing to the data table. This is jQuery data table passing here and displaying. So this is all the page. So how it's getting is, again, we have to go to Py file. So this is a processes. So it's calling this, changing the namespace, and this getting the query. This is a SQL statement. It's getting from here. I just move here. So this is a statement basically for this is user this is a running application. So it's passing to this statement and getting back here, and this information. And so here, this is the main thing. It's getting the IRS SQL exec function, and it's getting back the statement, the result. And then this result, we have a function data frame. So it's convert all this to data frames. And this is very useful. Even we can use in the pandas, and no need to convert again. So this functionality is here, and this is, it's converting to the JSON, and then it's getting the column names from there and passing to that template. This is the data table which I showed, and that display the data. So this is very helpful. So in this way, we can just pass any SQL statement and get the data and just pass it to this one, and it will display all the data there. Next is this. This is some of the functionality of the Python. It's in the website. Just Just we pass and just constructing. This is a basically file, display file. So it's done. Let me go to here. And this is basically, this is a table. This is a HTML file. What is calling this image from the Python and displaying here. So how it's getting, again, I'm using the same in the. So this is basically here. It's just using the pandas library from the Python, and it's just constructing and returning back the image to that. And here HTML is just displaying the image. So this is basically the function, and this is the function is calling that HTML. And from HTML, we are calling this again, this function. So it will return the file and display it there. So this is for the, so in this way, we can embed a lot of functionalities in our website. And at the end, there are question. Yes, please.
I couldn't see, were you writing the image to disk and then serving it through the web server, or were you putting the bytes right into the web page?
No, basically what is happening, we are returning the response to the website, and this is basically the file, PNG file. Then this is either saving the PNG file. If this is the file is saved by using this functionality IO the bytes. So it's then it's saved to this by using this function, and this passed to, again, response is back to the HTML page. So when we go to HTML page, this one. So the source we are giving this. So this is a file basically. It will generate the file. Yeah.
You save the file to disk.
No,
yes, exactly.
No, it's just in memory.
Just in
memory. Saves the file in memory, not on the disk.
Okay.
Yes. And it displayed there. And the next is this Jupyter notebook. It was already there. So these are some of the libraries I'm using. So this I'm already importing in my Docker file, and I'm going to this Docker. We have requirements here, requirement.txt. So I'm already added here these pandas and this code library. So it's when I constructing the container, so it's all taking from the requirements and all is just putting there. So I'm using this library. So this is a data frame which I was mentioning in the IRS. So they converted this their result set to data frame. So it means that all this functionality we can do with all these libraries, we can directly, it can be done by there. So this is really amazing feature. So this is some of the basically data science is used, and it's just some functionality is automatically deciding this functionality here. So same, the plotting is also this matplot library. I'm just getting the CSV file from the Docker and just plotting here. This is information of this one, and same like the data visualization. And the QR code is the same idea. We can also can be done by just saving the image like I did for this this plot. But here I'm just using the function of the Python to just get it and just display it. It will save here the file name and then display here. So that's it. Basically, these are all the things which was there in the application. Okay, any question?
Thank you, Muhammad. Colleagues, any questions, comments? I have a question. Like Oliver, please go ahead. Okay. Muhammad, so this like information about the system looks very impressive and about different aspects of Iris. I'm curious, do you use it instead of
Mr. Angry, your voice is not clear. Can you repeat, please?
I'm saying that your application uses displays the data from the management portal. And do you use it in your job? I mean, your own application to substitute the management portal in a way, or might be to expand the functionality of management portal.
Yeah, this is a nice idea. So yeah, I'll try that one. We'll use and maybe we'll enhance that one to put some more functionality as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for example, today it only displays data. Maybe you can add something that also performs some actions, right? Some interactions that what management portal do. And also what I liked about your solution that through the code, everything looks so simple and clear. And this is I think this is very important because maintainability is one of the key values of almost any solution, right? So this is what I like, and this idea of embedded Python with Iris really helps here.
Yes.
Thanks.
I have one more question, Mohamed. Do you miss any functionalities in embedded Python? Or are you looking for more functionality? And if so, what they can be?
Yes, I missed that part that we cannot change this workspace this from the Python. So in this way, I have to use this script, object script. Actually, I wanted to use fully Python, but only for this part, I just used that object script.
Okay. Except that, it was almost seamless using Python. You can use only Python, except that part.
Yeah.
Okay.
And thank you very much for your template. It's very helpful. It was.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Glad that helped.
Okay.
Yeah, I second to develop to our colleagues for template contributors. You see, so it is very valuable. So people use it. So Muhammad, thank you so much. This was very impressive. Any more comments?
Okay. Thank you all. Thank you, community.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And actually, Sergey Mikhailenko reached me out, and who took the second place reached me out, and unfortunately, he is not able to join now. He will try, but if he can. Anyway, so now I invite Dmitry Maslennikov to introduce himself and his wonderful solution in this contest. Dmitry, so you are welcome. So the floor is yours. Please share with us, with the community, your application.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, not so much speaking about me, just again, Dmitry Maslennikov, moderator on community and so on. So back to go to project I did. So like when I hear about Python, my first thought about it is a Django framework, which like very powerful and can be used for any web application. It can be as just a backend with a REST service or complete application with web as well. So it's just can be almost anything. And we really needed ability to use Iris there. And with Python, support newest Python support in Iris, I tried to implement it. And fortunately, InterSystems already started work on DB API support for Iris. So I used this ability, very new ability to use it with Django, and it worked. So what I provided is a project named Django Iris. It's a kind of like a backend, DB backend for Django itself. So it can connect to database and convert ORM view to relational view to SQL and so on. Some of the work on over SQL just done from Django, and this DB backend like have some at least helps to connect to database, so it have this connector to the database, and says that for this particular database we have to use this syntax of SQL and so on. So this is kind of like a driver with bunch of files for some abilities. It's not finished for sure. Like it's like InterSystems work still in process, so we don't have all of the functionalities here, but it's possible to implement and edit. Like some of the features, like switch it off right now, like transactions and so on. But next, it can be switched on when we have all the abilities. We add everything. Like as I said, this is like a code which helps to understand what we have now in database. So Django can correctly start your application between versions when you change something in your models. It can update your tables on the server, and this code with SQL queries help understand what we actually have in database and how to convert current model version to the database version. Bunch of SQL queries. Few operations which helps with some also functionalities like clear database, convert data types between ORM, between Django and between database, and so on. Few things. So it's like it's just a driver, and it's useful when it's used somewhere. So to demonstrate what it is, how it works, I just found one of the projects in GitHub, and like few months ago, or even more, 2 years ago, I did a real-world application for Iris, which used Iris completely as a backend with some already ready front ends. And I now decided to, and real world is a good, like a kind of like example of application, exactly the same, which can be implemented on any language, any framework, and so on. So I found some Django realization and decided to switch it to using Iris in it. So to switch application running on Django, we go to settings, And we have here database variable, and it have to point to our database. So engine is my driver. Name is for namespace, host, port, user, and password. So it can connect, can be connected to the Iris. I wrapped it as a Docker image. So I have like a quite simple Docker image based on Iris. Latest preview version. I have requirements, so it's a Python application. I have requirements file. I copied it, install requirements as so quite simple. I have some entry point, so I need to run my Django application next to the Iris in the same container. And for running Django application, I have unicorns, which is kind of like for production running. So in entry point, I just start Iris as this, wait when it started, create some my user for Django. That's it, and I can now migrate my application. So my database is up to date with data model. And like when Iris is started, it looks like this. We have here in this log, we have this migration log as well. So everything is okay. Our system's migration went well, and then Unicorn started. And we can go to our application. So it's up and running. It's very empty. We just create some user and create new article. So I created article, wrote some comment, everything now stored in Iris. So how to prove it? We have our portal Iris to this. So previously I ran a SQL query on article and it was very empty. Let's try it again. And we see that it was just very recently created, my article. And let's check comments. Comments. There it is. Yeah. Also very new comment here in Iris database. So quite simple. Still a lot of work, both on InterSystems side, on this Django drivers side, but it's just very good, very interesting. And how it looks like in Django. So we have like comments, model, class comment. It was like defined as a kind of like a class, and Django can convert it to SQL query, like create table, alter column, and so on and so on. So Django cares everything about it, how it can be stored. And like in some cases, in most cases, you don't even need to run SQL queries in your Django application. You just work with this model, with objects in it. But you still can use can execute directly SQL queries if you would need some more from your database. So I think that's it. Any questions?
Thank you, Dmitry. Questions, comments, feedback?
Hi, Dmitry. What a great work. I love your application, really. Your driver. Do you plan to continue to develop it and add more functionality like client connection for Django? you know, you have the client .py, who basically is an helper to have client connection to the database to manage the database. Do you plan to add something like features like this one?
Yes, at least. So I want Django itself have a bunch of tests, unit tests, which works with databases as well. And I tried to use it to run unit tests with Iris. And still some issues, most of like face it, it's like some differences in SQL between databases. So InterSystems may not support some of the features in SQL, which expected by Django. But yes, I would like, I want to bypass these issues and still manage to try to run like tests, not just only migrate models from tests, and to see what I can solve. So in future, I want to see all tests passed, at least for Iris. So in this case, when we will have all tests passed, it means that it will be possible to just switch to Iris any running Django application right now. And yeah, probably next time we migrate our developer community to Django and Iris for sure.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, that's really ultimately what we want to see, right? Is, hey, can we see a full featured, complete version of the Django ORM? As you say, there's a lot of great Django apps out there that would migrate over. Do you see any roadblocks in doing that, or is it just time that's doing it? Like, are there features, functionality, or whatever that might be missing?
I already shared a few issues I found. So not of them like to speak too loud, kind of, but like one of the big obstacles right now is kind of like useless with community edition due to multi-threading way of working Django. So it just very quickly uses all the connections. Community edition have just only 5 connections, and it's like rest, and that's it.
Yeah,
no connections.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yes. So, like for this demo, I used the licensed version of Django or Iris, so it wouldn't stuck in unexpected time.
Great, thank you.
Yes, thanks, Dmitry. I also we all noticed that your module got a lot of attention during the contest.
Yeah,
maybe you could share the statistics. Yeah.
My library is on public registry, so it can be installed with PEEP. So it's have own page there, and it's also have and PyP have own statistics, and it shows already 200 downloads just for a week. It's insane. I think it's so many.
Congratulations.
I didn't expect actually. Yeah.
Actually, this is maybe 14th or 15th contest, and to be honest, we expected something like that with every contest. So next time, please produce the application that will will run this one. So even with more attention, focus, and adoption.
Yes.
Any more comments, suggestions?
Yeah, I do have one last question. Next time you start a project with iOS, do you will build your next project based on Django?
Yeah, I already.
So just a sec. Like Fatian Wu from China, but unfortunately, developers were not able to join this meetup, and everyone is very welcome to like examine more these applications on the contest page and on Open Exchange. What I wanted to share with you that there will be more contests, of course. So as usual, so in a few weeks we will announce next topic. And before we start, so we decided that having embedded Python in the product, we will introduce embedded Python as a like constant bonus for every next contest. So in some way there will be embedded Python will be every next contest will be also an embedded Python contest in some way, and there will be significant like boost if you use it. Yeah, and so I think you will like it. And so also speaking about the next topic will be about globals. And if you don't know what about globals, globals is the heart. It's a core, the heart of Iris. It's the engine behind that matters, right? If you know. And the idea is for you developers in this contest to use different APIs, like all the native APIs, all embedded Python, and all the ways you can approach globals with InterSystems Iris, and show the key features of it, like performance, flexibility, these two things, and actually maybe something that will so globals also give you the remove all the boundaries for your imagination, I would say, in the application design. So this is the topic, and also there will be bonuses to use the key features of InterSystems Iris. And in 3 weeks, we will announce it this week, and it will start in some maybe 2-3 weeks later. So you have time to prepare. Anything else? I mean, you wanna like share your feedback about the contest? Also, this was one of the contests that it was a real pity that we have only 3 like nominations for the winners, because there were a lot of amazing projects like this Iris dashboards and export to globals to JSON, and some even blockchain stuff. So it was a really good contest with a lot of very nice applications. Thank you, developers. So the community really benefited, and we in InterSystems got a very good feedback of how the technology works. Okay. Any comments? Last words?
Well, I cannot stay still. Yeah, I really tried to use embedded Python only, especially as the flag was out. And of course, as I had just done 3 variants of global to JSON, it was obvious, okay, let's do it. And I found in the actual situation, the actual state is there is still some room for improvement, some bugs that are reported meanwhile. And as I discussed with Bob, they will be fixed over time. And not all functionality that we know from ObjectScript are already there, but I expect they will come. And this is clear. And that it showed really, it raised the question to me, does it really make sense to implement everything that we have in ObjectScript also on the embedded Python side? Since a few things. One thing I struggled about was the not existing DORA data. Hey, it's just a call to simple ObjectScript routine, but then it's mixed. And I think especially this feature to be mixed, not pure embedded Python, this mixing feature, I think is much more important than all extra functionality that we may see in ObjectScript. But this is a little bit running behind the history, just like, hey, let's let that stuff in ObjectScript. Why do we need it in embedded Python? Since we have SQL access, we have class access, why should we have this really low-level access? It's global, it's fine now, but anything more, and you know, we had this discussion about list block. Do we really need a list block inside? We maybe need a conversion between, but all these functions that we have there, for what? Calling a class a method, that's nothing, and it's done. So I really suggest to think about what do we want to have in embedded Python, and what is just there to be embedded Python only. Is it really worth to do that effort? Since it is an effort. Okay, this is just my input.
Thank you, Rob. Bob?
Thank you. Yeah, I was just going to say thanks to Robert. Right, it was really good feedback, kind of across the board, and you know, things for us to think about, things that are just bugs today that we'll fix, right? But also things that are kind of other features that we should think about. Do we bring them to embedded Python, or as you say, leave them as, hey, we can do this mixed mode between ObjectScript and Python. So good stuff for us to think about.
Yeah. I really saw that as the real big advantage, just to change. Every time it becomes too complicated, it just doesn't fit the model. Okay, you switch to the other side and go along as you, yeah. If the road is broken on the left side, go on the right side, and vice versa. Yeah. No need to, yeah, it's doable. But I'm really against a mentality that I have also hated in pure ObjectScript, just doing things because they are doable and not because they are clever to do. I remember the very first time when we had analyzing XML and XML checking. It was a pain from the first minute back on until they said, okay, there's the XML level, there's a standard XML parser. Hey, let's take him. Full stop. No code inside anymore. And over time, it has been collected. We get more and more of this stuff that is not really necessary to be inside. At that time, Cache, but also inside Iris. There's no need for it. If it's easy to have it in a standard mode, especially with XML, in a standard mode outside. No need to have it inside. We have our specialities in the inside, that's okay, but full stop. Why to export it? Thanks.
Thanks, Robert. Any more comments? Sergey?
Yeah, hello everyone. Thank you for the great presentations, and I think it's a really good first step forward. I would support Robert's idea that probably the future of embedded Python should somehow include its declination into some of extra force between the quotes directions. For example, edge computations, for example, hardware acceleration, for example, something that we could hold as a trump while going to the field and selling iris. So having it as a native language is, I will repeat myself, is really good. It's a huge step. This is it will reach the target if we'll not stop there, and we go in the direction of adding some technological, clear, distinguishable technological flavor to it. That's my couple of cents. Thank you.
Thanks, Sergey. Anyone else? Okay, so we maybe we'll finish this, and I just will add that this was an amazing contest, and for all the thank you to all developers from the community. Thank you to InterSystems experts and product managers and our colleagues. And of course, we expect even more good stuff on the next InterSystems programming contest. And maybe that's it. See you on the developer community, and take care. Okay.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.